One day, Derek decides to look for a job out of college. He comes across a listing on LinkedIn. The listing is for a junior UX designer position at a company that created an online web platform for dog enthusiasts. As a recent graphic design grad, Derek is eager to start in his new UX role. You're hired. When can you start? Derek, welcome to your first day at Who's a Good Boy, the most popular online platform for dog enthusiasts. We want to launch a new product for approved applicants to choose which dog they want to foster. You'll be working with 2 developers on the team, Jimmy and Mark. Unfortunately, we don't have the time or resources to get another designer to join your team so that they can mentor you. So during these next few weeks, get to know Jimmy and Mark because they'll be your friends and guide you through the ins and outs of working here at Who's a Good Dog. How hard could working with developers really be? I graduated top of my class. I got this in the bag. In the weeks leading up to the first design review, Derek does not meet up with the developers and decides to tackle the research and onboarding himself. This would have been a great opportunity to get to know the 2 developers, connect with them on a personal level, and create shared experiences that would facilitate a deeper connection during professional meetings. This is the design for the new page or the new app that we're working on for foster applicants. I chose a minimalist design direction because I think it looks good and will be clean for the user. So from a design perspective, this design makes the most sense. You can click on this button right there, each one of those buttons right there, to show interest in the dog, and then you can move forward to finalize the foster process. You can also see that I took the time to redesign the navigation bar, and I also changed the font across all pages on the site because I thought what we had before looked bad. Does that make sense? All right, hold up. I have a bunch of questions. So first of all, why did you not adhere to our brand colors? And you've changed everything on our app. Is there a reason why? Well, I just took the liberty of doing it because I have a design eye and you guys are developers, so technically I think you should defer to my judgment. But you realize that we have a timeline to build this app under as soon as possible, right? We don't have the time to code all these extra changes. It's just not within the scope of the project. Also, where are all the edge cases? What happens if there are no dogs on the page and all of them are already fostered? You know, we have a database of information, and I wish you had consulted us before starting on the design so we could have walked you through some of those technical limitations. Oh, I actually think I forgot some of those edge cases. Sorry about that. I'll add those back in later. Also, what does doggo ipsum mean? Is that dog actually named Poo Poo? Also, why are there 2 photos of cats? You know we're a dog company, right? It seems like you didn't even read our branding guidelines. Oh, so for these 2 images here, I actually just decided to add some placeholder information because I wasn't able to get any other pictures of dogs. Just pretend that these say the breed, and that this would actually be an image of one of the available dogs in the system. Also, for that button, the one where you're showing interest in a dog that you mentioned, why is it an add to cart element? I've seen that on some other sites. I don't think it makes sense to have it here. So I think you're wrong. This is the right way to do it. The add to cart button is just the right solution here. I think we should just push forward with it. We're not on the breeding site, or you're not on the adoption site. So for a foster, there shouldn't be a price associated with each one of these dogs, and you're technically not adding them to the cart. So I would just try to go back and see if you could use one of the icons we already have on our design system. Oh, so I decided to go with a cart element because I saw some other sites do that. So I think it's pretty clear that if you click on that button, it would bring you to another page where you can continue with that Foster application. So from a high level, I think the UI patterns and components that you're using here are different from what we're using on the development side. If I were you, I would just go back to our design system and see if you could pull some of those patterns that we've already created so that we can keep everything consistent. I agree with Mark here. It seems like you should go back to the drawing board and try to fix some of these things before you come back for the next design review. This wasn't the best use of our time today. Hopefully the next time you present, you'll have more to show us. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
But alas, Derek missed another opportunity. He could have used the last few minutes after the meeting to connect and follow up with the developers, but instead he stormed off in a frenzy. Very soon after, he was fired from his job. Special thanks to Tom Greever and his book, Articulating Design Decisions.